the month.
Yes.
It's been a very lovely month for me personally because the weather was kind of cooling down a little bit.
Yes.
Mid-month. And I made a real effort to go out on the weekends and do things. Take pictures, take videos, dress up, because you only have one life to live.
It's true. Well, and especially in Korea, we do have the 4 seasons, right? We have very hot seasons and very cold seasons.
Yes.
So whenever it is pleasant to go outside, you gotta go.
You gotta go.
Because there aren't going to be too many of them.
Right. So I feel like the weather is so unpredictable, and it will get more and more so, that you really do have to take full advantage of the good days.
Definitely.
Yeah. When also the air is good too. The air
it's
quality.
So true. Yeah.
Because sometimes a lot of dust, microdust. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
How was your month, Cameron?
Yeah, I would say it's very, very much the same. We got through, we've been doing evening special every day.
Right.
So kind of finally got into the rhythm.
The groove. Yeah. I agree.
Of doing it.
Right.
It takes when you change jobs, it takes a little while to get used to it.
It sure does.
But now, things are going well, I think.
Right. So everyone, we are, like I said, towards usually at the end of the show, but we do have a live show at 6 p.m. evening special. Okay. Now, this is our last dialogue about grounding. I feel the effects. If you feel the effects, 효과가 느껴져요. Right? So, I can feel it. I can feel the difference. Some expressions that we're going to cover. To be fair, F-A-I-R.
To be fair is whenever there is an argument or a debate, and you say, okay, maybe I agree with one side, but I need to remember the other side also has a good point.
Okay. So you want to be fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair in the argument. Give both sides the attention that it needs.
Okay. How about sad but true?
This is a fact that is sad. Like, you don't want to believe it, but you can't deny it.
Okay.
This sad truth exists.
All right. And if you come to a conclusion?
This means you have made a decision, or after some thought, this is what you have decided, what you have agreed to be the final choice or summary.
Right. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and listen to our dialogue.
You've been grounding every day for a month. What's your verdict?
To be fair, there aren't a large number of studies on it, but that's because nobody can make money from grounding or patent the practice.
Sad but true. But you must have had an opinion based on your own experience.
I have come to a conclusion, and I believe that grounding is real. I feel the effects in every aspect of my life.
I'm glad I was the one to introduce you to it.
Me too, Luca. Thank you.
Please join us on page 164, Power Dialogue, Grounding. I feel the effects. Luca begins by saying, you've been grounding every day for a month. Actually, there's a typo here. What's your verdict?
Yes.
Okay, so it's what apostrophe S should be there. What's your verdict? V-E-R-D-I-C-T. When we hear this word, it's usually used in the court.
Yes. We talk about a judge's verdict. Right?
Yeah.
So this is when the judge in a court case will listen to both sides, A and B, and then after A and B have finished talking, they make the decision.
Right.
This is what I've decided. This is what I say is true.
Right.
So that's what Luca is saying here with Doris. Okay, you've done this grounding for a month. You've seen the situation. What have you decided is true? What do you think is true?
Right. And Doris says, to be fair, there aren't a large number of studies on it, but that's because nobody can make money from grounding or patent the practice. Okay, let's divide this. To be fair, there aren't a large number of studies on it. Okay, meaning there's not a lot of research.
Yes.
And this expression to be fair?
So here, Doris doesn't want to make a decision only based on what she feels. She's actually trying to be logical. And if you're being logical with your decisions, you're trying to look at both sides, or however many sides there are. So Doris, when she's saying to be fair, she's trying to say, okay, actually, I need to admit a fact, a truth that maybe is inconvenient, maybe isn't, easy to admit.
Okay, so here she's been talking about all the wonderful things about grounding and all of that, but she's saying, well, I must admit, right?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of scientific research.
Right, yes. So I can't, even though I'm going mainly on my feelings with this, I need to admit, there isn't a lot of research.
Right.
It's maybe not good to make a full decision on this because we don't have research.
Right.
That's what the to be fair. She's admitting that whatever she says is probably not going to be 100% based on research and fact and the truth.
Right. But that's because nobody can make money from grounding or patent the practice. Right. It's not something that you can make money from. How are you going to do that?
Okay. This is actually not true. Because on the internet, there are a lot of people making money off of grounding.
I know. That is true.
Either the grounding videos.
The mats.
Or there are mats. There are retreats.
Yeah.
You know how there's a meditation retreat?
Oh, yeah.
Now they have grounding retreats.
I know.
So people are making money off of this.
That is true. But Luca says, sad but true. But you must have had an opinion based on your experience. So when Luca says sad but true, he's agreeing. But why is he saying sad but true?
Yes, so sad but true is saying he admits. He's like, yeah, you're right.
You're right.
It's I don't like the truth, but it is the truth.
It is the truth.
So when you say sad but true, it's like,
it's true, but that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Okay. But Lucas says, you must have had an opinion based on your experience. So you must have had done something.
Yes.
That's our power pattern.
Yeah. You must have means you definitely did. Even though I don't know 100%, I know that you had to have.
Right.
You must have had is not an obligation.
Right.
It's more of that guessing, right?
Yeah.
So she's been doing this for a month. So she can't have no opinion.
Right.
He's saying there's no way you don't have an opinion.
Right. I'm sure you have an opinion.
I'm sure you have an opinion. You definitely have one.
Yeah.
You must have had an opinion.
Right. I'm sure you did. And Doris, what does she say?
I have come to a conclusion, and I believe that grounding is real. I feel the effects in every aspect of my life.
Okay. So, I have come to a conclusion. She could say, well, I conclude.
Yes.
But if you come to... And it's interesting because we just learned that expression, come to an understanding.
Yes.
Right? So, what happens when you come to a conclusion?
Right. So the conclusion here is not the conclusion of a story, not the end of a story.
Yes.
It's kind of the end of your thinking before you make a decision, before you make up your mind or make an opinion.
Okay.
So to come to a conclusion means I didn't know what I thought about this topic, but I thought about it and I thought about it. And now this is my opinion.
I came to a conclusion.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's important that before you come to a conclusion, usually you are thinking about it quite a lot.
Yeah.
Is it? Is it not? Or is it this and is it that? Well, I came to the conclusion that I have to quit my job. Meaning I thought about it real hard. And this is what I'm going to do.
Yes.
Okay. Luca says, I'm glad I was the one to introduce you to it.
And then Doris says, me too, Luca, thank you.
Okay, so maybe not a lot of scientific evidence, but it seems Doris is very happy.
Yes, seems
she's
come
convinced. To the conclusion that there are some effects, real effects. Let's go ahead and listen to that one more time.
You've been grounding every day for a month. What's your verdict?
To be fair, there aren't a large number of studies on it, but that's because nobody can make money from grounding or patent the practice.
Sad but true. But you must have had an opinion based on your own experience.
I have come to a conclusion, and I believe that grounding is real. I feel the effects in every aspect of my life.
I'm glad I was the one to introduce you to it.
Me too, Luca. Thank you.
It's time for Power Note. We're on pages 166 and 67. To be fair means that you are seeing both sides of the argument, that you're not just forcing your opinion on one,
Yes.
but you're looking at another aspect, which maybe you don't want to admit, but you have to admit it. I can't believe I lost all my money in that investment.
To be fair, I warned you about the risks and said to put less money in it.
Okay.
So this is directed at the other person, not about yourself or your own thoughts. So this first person's like, man, I lost all that money.
Right.
And the other guy's like, hey, let's get real. Let's be honest for a second.
Yeah.
To be fair,
Yeah.
I warned you.
Uh-huh.
So why are you so surprised?
Right.
Like, you're only showing half the story.
Right.
You're only talking about half of it.
Uh-huh.
There was another part you decided to ignore.
Right.
And I'm not letting you ignore it. That's why they're saying to be
to
fair.
be fair.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
Come on.
Oh, let's look at the other side. Okay. To be fair, the weather here isn't always this hot and humid. Okay. So I'm saying, oh my gosh, it's so hot and it's so sticky. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
how can you live here?
Well, to be fair, the weather isn't always this bad. You know, it always happens.
When
whenever
you
you
got
go, whenever you go on vacation,
Yeah.
and it's like a beautiful island or whatever, the weather's supposed to be perfect, but your timing is just awful.
Right.
So your experience is probably really bad, but you have to be like, to be fair, timing was just bad.
Yeah.
On average, this is weather-wise, it's a great place to go.
Yeah. So if you say to be fair, you are acknowledging, you are admitting that, hey, wait a second, let's not just look at it this way.
Yeah.
Okay? There's another truth here.
It's like, let's say you're dating a boyfriend and girlfriend, and then the boyfriend tries to plan a surprise party for the girlfriend.
Okay.
But everything goes wrong.
Oh.
The cake is destroyed.
Yeah, the DJ got sick.
The DJ got sick.
Okay.
The reservation, everything went bad. And the girlfriend's mad. Oh, he can't do anything right.
Yeah.
And then maybe the friend's like, to be fair, he put in a lot of work.
Right.
Like, everything went wrong, but
You have to give him credit.
he tried.
He tried. Right. That's right. That's
kind
a lot
this
of
feeling.
love.
Yeah. So this is kind of like trying to show, hey, there's another, try to think about this a little more
objectively. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. Sad but true, meaning, yes, it is true, but it is also unfortunate. Do you know a lot of people think the earth is, did you know a lot of people think the earth is flat?
It's sad but true. It just shows how gullible some people are.
Okay. There are still people who think that. Yeah, it's sad but true.
A lot of people
Yeah,
in
I
the
know.
United States.
Yeah. It's sad but true that climate change is a result of human activity.
Yeah, I think that there are a lot of these things in the world, we don't want them to be that way.
Right. But it is.
They are that way.
Right.
And you just have to accept it.
And I think that's why this expression, it includes all of that emotion. It's like, oh, yeah, that's sad, but it's true. You cannot deny it.
Yeah. You know what else is sad but true?
What?
Good food makes you fat. Tasty food makes you fat.
It's so true.
It's sad but true. It tastes so good. You want to ignore it. You want to pretend like it doesn't affect you.
It's so
that
true.
it's not going to hurt your health.
Yeah.
But it is.
And processed food is so yummy. Right?
Sad but true.
It's sad but true.
Hurts your health.
It sure does. Why is pizza so delicious?
Oh my gosh.
And hamburgers. French fries.
Yeah.
Sad but true. It's like there's no denying it.
Yeah. You don't want to believe it, but you can't not.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Come to a conclusion means that after much thought or after much experience of something, that you have reached a conclusion.
You've determined
You
something.
determined something, okay? What are you going to do when you retire?
I've come to the conclusion that I want to travel around the world. So maybe there was some thought, when I retire, do
Should I go to the countryside?
Do I go to the countryside? Do I start growing food?
Yeah, gardening.
Do I watch TV all day? Do I, some people do. Or do I travel?
Yeah.
And then after thinking about it for a while, you come to the conclusion, I'm going to sell my house and I'm going to travel the world.
Yeah. I know a couple. I don't know them directly, but I've heard of this couple, and they are on a mission after they both retired. They're like traveling, seriously, every other month, almost. They're like, it's a little serious, right? And then their plan is, you know what? If we run out of money, we're going to sell our house and continue to travel. So it's kind of like, wow, okay. They've come to a conclusion that they are going to travel until they die.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, really.
Good for them.
Okay. If we don't come to a conclusion today, we'll have to come back tomorrow.
So this is like, we need to make a decision.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a business decision. We need to stay in this meeting room and come to a final decision.
That's right.
If we don't, we're going to come back tomorrow and do the same thing.
That's right. So if we don't agree, then we're going to have to come back. If we don't all come to a conclusion.
Yeah.
So it almost feels like everybody needs to be on board with this.
Yeah, kind of like a jury.
Yeah, like a jury.
In a court case. And then everyone in the United States, I don't know how the Korean system works. In the United States, all the jury members, they have to agree.
That's right.
Is a murderer
guilty?
Is he guilty of murder or is he innocent of murder?
That's right.
They all have to agree on it.
Yeah, they have to come to a conclusion.
Yes.
Okay, you must have PP.
Yes,
Okay.
past participle.
That's right. You must have made a few friends at school.
You say you're a loner, you're always alone, but you must have made some friends at school.
Well, actually, I have two good friends.
Everybody has friends at school. You must have seen a lot of amazing things on your trip.
Yeah, I did.
I heard you went to Guatemala.
Oh, my gosh.
You must have seen a lot of amazing things
Yes.
in Guatemala.
Yes, in Guatemala.
Yeah.
I did. Drank plenty of coffee there, too.
Yes, Antigua.
Power vocab is verdict, right? Do check out the definition on page 168. And what else do we do?
We hope that you come to the conclusion to go to Audio Hakdang and pay a small monthly fee so that you can listen to us over and over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you were thinking about it and like, should I, maybe?
Yeah.
Come to a conclusion, please.
It is time to come to the conclusion.
That's right. Have a great day, and we'll see you next month.
Bye-bye.